What's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. You're gonna get like a different kind of video from me today. Want to do kind of like a behind the scenes, um, something like history, how this started, what it's like, and my story, because that's my life lesson, is to speak my truth and open my throat chakra, because I haven't for a very long time. So my lesson is to not be behind the curtain trying to control everything like I have before, because I never really liked to be in front of the camera, or I don't really like attention and recognition and stuff like that, which is probably kind of shocking to hear since I have a YouTube channel. But in reality, I'm actually kind of a shy person. Whoa, I shouldn't have looked at that way. You're gonna have to excuse me because it's like 11 something, and shout out to these fucking full moons, but I haven't been able to sleep like, last couple days. No big deal. The truth behind all of my fake eyelashes, if you guys really want to know, is, first of all, I suck at it. I don't really know. Like, half the time I'll be sitting here like this, and my eyes will be stuck together, and I'll be like, it's fine, we're good. It's like, we got this. This is under control. You know what I mean? But I literally wore these so much that when it comes time to take them off, first of all, here's where I fuck up the first. So I wear them so much that when it comes time to take them off, I keep ripping. I'll be sitting here and my eyes will start itching, so I'll be like, okay, I'll just rip them out. And then in the process of me ripping them out, I ripped out my regular eyelashes so much that I have none. My eyelashes are gone, bro. They're gone. And you'd think that I would learn my lesson and I would stop ripping out my own eyelashes when I take them off, but I don't. I keep ripping them out. I'm like, son of a bitch. Every time I do it. It's literally been so bad that I've been driving. I've been driving down the road and I'm like, whoa, just rip them off and throw them out the window because they get so irritated with them. Like, I don't know exactly who decided to make me a girl, but I'm not one. Like, I wish y'all understood. I'm not a girl. I'm not a girl. And my Britney Spears voice. Where'd the other one go? I hope I put these on the right way, because I'm actually kind of thinking that I might have put them on the wrong way. Oh my god. If there was ever a fly on the wall, you just have no idea. I just promise you. So it always goes on better because I can actually see out of that eye. Because when I close my left eye, my left eye is really bad. So that's the story behind my fake eyelashes. I actually really like them because I'm kind of the person where I don't really wear a whole lot of makeup, believe it or not. I don't really like it. And it's probably going to become as a shock because there's so many girls like, oh, the palettes and the, I don't fucking know how to contour. I literally take this like cover up thing and I go under my eyes like this because I have bags from not sleeping since probably my son was born in 2008, and I have to go around here because my face breaks out right here under my nose because it gets red, so I have to go up my face because there's like this, I don't even know what this is right here. It's like a sunspot or something, like I've been marked. Oh, and then hold on, where'd it go? I have this little mole on my face right here. I don't know why. It doesn't go away. Been there since Nom, you know what I'm saying? Oh, and then up here, you see this little scar? I literally am a really big klutz. Like let's just say I wasn't exactly agile. And I was like kind of one of those people who like I trip over my own feet. Like I've fallen so many times in my life. Like it's almost embarrassing to talk about. But this one in particular, my sister and I used to be really crazy when we were little. Like I don't know, we just did a bunch of weird shit, and I was chasing my sister through the house. I don't really remember why. She probably had some candy or something. I don't know. But I was chasing her, and I ran into a cutting board. You know those ones that like you can pull out from, um, like the ones that are inside the cupboards. Okay, so you pull them out, and it was like sitting out. Boof! And I like flew backwards, and I had like this big scar right here, and doesn't go away. I had to get, I don't know if I ended up getting stitches. I think my mom flipped out, so I ended up getting like that tape where you like it holds your eyebrow. Or I freaked out, one of the two, because I was also that kid who was really crazy. Like I didn't like shots or anything. I would literally like scream and freak out in the people's office, like, oh, you know, thug life. Anyways, so cover up because I'm not pasty enough. You know what I mean? I need to be a little bit more. Let's get this Casper look going on. What was I talking about? The reasons I'm not a girl. Oh, the eyelashes thing. Yeah, I pretty much like eyelashes, and I like eyeliner, and I like lipstick, and a little bit of highlighter, and that's it. And it's a cheap highlighter too. Like, that's all I do, bro. Because I'm not a girl. I don't know. I just don't really like just sit in front of the mirror and stare at myself and do makeup. And it's not that I don't want to or I wouldn't be willing to try. It's just that I don't. And I've never been that way. Like, not the one. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with people that do. I mean, shout out to you for being so, like, fucking efficient and shit. You know what I mean? Most people that have a whole setup, and shout out to you guys. Like, you know what I mean? Good for you. Can't do it. I'm probably gonna be one of those people like that's gonna have to have someone do my makeup if I ever get famous. Be like, oh, that's the other thing. I have had my channel for a little over a year. It's not quite, it'll be 2 years in, is it October? I can't exactly, I think I started this in October, a couple years ago. And I didn't really do that many videos. And in the beginning, I really wouldn't even go on the camera. I'm telling you, this isn't really like what it seems. You know what I mean? Like there's people I feel like that have that personality where they can be like on camera and blah blah blah, like that's like really who they are. And then there's people like me who like I'm kind of shy, believe it or not, like not to my friends because I'm probably like truly crazy with them because they know me and I'm comfortable. But if I'm not comfortable, like I don't know what to say. Like I have this social anxiety thing, which is why I like to drink, which is why I usually have a few shots. Patron, preferably, you know, pineapple. We're friends. I had to work up with vodka because Emily started to get violent and even more mouthy than normal, you know what I mean? Started to go to jail. Okay. I got escorted home by the cops one time. I only went to jail one time. I'm not a gangster. I didn't even know what I was doing in jail. I didn't even know, like, I was kept overnight, I think. And I was really mad, and I was drunk, and I didn't know how to work the toilet, and I didn't want to eat the food. I didn't want to get out of bed. And I started to get sick because I'm on blood pressure medication, and if I don't take them, I get like physically ill, like to the point where I'll get like a massive headache, and sometimes I will get dizzy, and like, I don't know. Shout out to the people who have health problems, especially like high blood pressure, and have to take medication for this shit, because it's not a joke. It's not a joke. I never had health problems really until I had my twins. My twins are 3 now, so basically, I've been having these issues with blood pressure for 3 years. The first meds I was on for like 2 years made me really fucking sick all the time, and the ones I'm on now, if I don't take them, I get sick. But I don't get as sick as I used to get, kind of thing. But I've noticed that like it kind of alters who I would normally be sometimes, because like I don't really like how I feel. And I've tried to go off them, but I was always in like really high stress situations. I mean, come on now, I have 4 kids. Like, I'm either gonna need a fucking tranquilizer or we're gonna need some meds. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really go off. I can't really go off the drugs. Okay, I want to go off the drugs. I don't want to be addicted to them. I know that it has a lot to do with eating salt, which I am so addicted to salt. I just love salt. I don't know. I like it on everything. I like garlic and pepper salt. I literally would just dump it on myself if I could, but I don't know. I'm not like super sick, so I don't want people to be all worried, because I feel like sometimes when I tell people that I have health problems, they think that it's like life threatening, and it's not. I have had some issues within the last couple of years. My immune system's kind of shot. It just said fuck you, and I've been diagnosed with asthma, and I get sick really easy. And I personally think that we all go through stuff, but it's like when your immune system is bad, it's not like something you can just rebuild overnight. I need to completely revamp how I eat, which actually I like vegetables and stuff like that, but I do like meat. Like, come on, bro. Like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna get to the point where I don't want chicken anymore. I don't know about that. You know what I mean? Like pizza, meat and pizza are like besties. Okay. Hamburgers, especially Hardee's. Come on, like come on. You can't take. No, I'm not doing it. I should probably I need to go to the gym, and I need to like change the way I eat. Blah blah blah. Which would probably help my health. Okay, working on it. It's not gonna happen overnight. But I wanted to explain kind of this journey for me. I didn't really know much about tarot. I've probably been reading for a few I've been reading. I literally, as soon as I picked up tarot cards, within a few months I started a channel. It took me a while. I had to memorize the cards. I had to memorize reversals, and then different decks have different meanings, and then blah blah blah. But then after a while my intuition kind of kicks in, and I pick up different messages. And I don't know how to explain, being a Scorpio, what being tapped in really means, because we're kind of tapped in to shit that people are not normally tapped into. And it's not like I'm sitting here with a crystal ball and I'm like ooga booga and doing some weird shit, and no. Okay, I have some tarot cards, I have some oracle cards. I've even gotten to the point where I'll get like random flashcards, like and I am starting to do my own. I'm starting with just index cards when things come into my head and I'm writing them down, and then I'm eventually going to do my own tarot decks. But that's in the future. I'm just kind of like riding the wave right now, and I want to take this further. I want to eventually have like a store. I don't really want to do merchandise, but I've been working on like my brand logo and stuff, trying to design that and trying to like take this further. But what I was talking about with the subconscious thing is Scorpio, as you guys know, represents the death card in the tarot deck, right? The death card is all about like major fucking transformation, and the Tower card and the Judgment card, and then some people say the High Priestess card, because there's no way for me to explain in a normal manner how information comes to me to someone who doesn't know what the fuck I'm talking about, okay? Like, I could tell you, like, that I get messages from people, like people that are not here anymore, people that are on the other side. I could tell you that and it's not like what people think. It's not like I'm sitting here and I'm having full-on conversations with people or beings or whatever. It's not like that. It's not like, and the stuff that comes into my head is like stuff that I literally have, like, I'm trying to break this down to people that don't get it, but I don't know how to explain it other than there's ideas, there's thoughts, there's like what they call downloads, and it's literally like I'll be looking through my phone and like there'll be something that'll come up and I'll start to research it and read more, and then more things will come to me, but it's all literally stuff that I've kind of already know, but it's stuff that I have to reteach myself because it's stuff that I'd like kind of had some amnesia, maybe like the rest of us in this world, but I'm slowly learning more and more about myself, and I'm like kind of impressed in a way, but at the same time I'm like not trying to creep people out, because when I say that I'm tapped in, like, you know, but I pick up on a lot of the stuff that needs healing. That's why I believe that I'm here to be a healer, like a spiritual teacher, a guru. I'm here to bring some of the shaman ways back. I'm here to reveal the things that we need to work on, the things that we are unaware of, but at the same time we're aware of, if that makes any sense. But in like a lot of the things that I talk about are childhood trauma. I deal with abuse, trauma, neglect, abandonment, but the only reason I pick up on that, and you have to kind of piece it together by now, is because I grew up in a shitty environment, okay? I'm not just sitting here reading some cards and telling you, look, bitch, you need to work on your throat chakra, and you got some trauma from when you were 3, and you need to work on that. I'm not just sitting here spouting out information to be a dick. I'm seriously, like, I've been through some shit, okay? The only way that I could be the person that I am is if I go through everything that I talk about. And half the time when I'm talking and I'm channeling information, like half the time it's me telling my own subconscious shit that I need to hear. So like, it's not just advice for you, it's advice for me too. I've gone back on my channel and I've listened to some of my old videos, and I'm like, wow, like this kind of makes sense now. You know what I mean? And I'm starting to wonder, like, if this is even for everybody else, or is this just one big thing for me to, like, teach myself, or, like, remind myself the same way that I have to remind other people, you know what I mean? Because it really is my journey through this, and you guys kind of just get to watch, but at the same time, I'm trying to explain why. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of people who know about me. There's things that people know, there's things that people don't know. First of all, I'm a Scorpio sun, moon, and rising, but that is in tropical astrology. In Vedic, I am a Libra. But when I do my birth chart, I literally have Scorpio in 5 places in my chart. And if you don't know what that means, it's kind of a big deal. It kind of has to do with how powerful my birth chart is, and kind of how powerful I have the tendency to be. But I struggle with remembering, all of that too. Like, you're not the only one who struggles with, your image and your self-esteem and your confidence and your pride and your ego. Like, I got some issues too, you know what I mean? But I've also had to learn the hard way, like, why that is, I don't want to say I've been a lone wolf my whole life, but to be honest, I don't think that I really had the kind of support that most people should have in their life. So that's why I can pick up on mommy issues and daddy issues and childhood trauma and stuff like that, is because I've been through it. I think I was 3 months old when me and my sister were taken away from my mother by the state, because she would leave us alone. My sister was 4, I believe, and she was standing on a chair in the kitchen, boiling water and trying to make food for us because my mother was gone, or she was passed out, or she was with a boyfriend or whatever. We would go through periods where she would lock us out of the house. I do remember a few times like that. But for me, it was like an adventure. Like, me and my sister did a whole bunch of wild shit because there was never anybody there to tell us not to. Like, I remember one time making, like, a huge pile of clothes, like, all the clothes in the house, and piling them up in one room and playing King of the Hill. Because we thought it was, like, I thought it was the funnest day of my life. Like, I thought life was a fucking adventure. You know what I mean? Like, going down the stairs, like, sliding down the stairs, or, like, we always had these weird houses, like, even when we would get locked out of the house, my sister would try to make it fun, which is kind of fucked up if you think about it, but at the same time, that's what it was. My dad left a little while after I was born, I believe, because my mom was a psycho, for lack of better words. A couple screws loose, and it kind of got worse after I was born. So, my idea of parents is a little jaded and a little bit fucked up. And I think we were in 7 different foster homes in my lifetime. We were permanently placed in one when I was 5 years old. My mom ended up signing the rights away to us, and we lived in a little town in northern Minnesota. And I was there until I was in, like, 9th grade. And then I moved in with my aunt and uncle, who actually kind of, like, saved me. They gave me, like, a normal life. But up until then, I was in this very sheltered and, like, twisted environment where it was, like, all about Jesus. You know what I mean? Just full-on Bible thumping, Bible camp. I was once a Bible camp counselor, okay? What happened to me? I don't know. You know what I mean? I feel like that was probably good for some of those people. I don't know. But the one thing I took out of all of that, which, I mean, we didn't get beat. Come on, no. I actually had childhoods where we would go camping and fishing, and we would go snowmobiling in the wintertime. We went to McDonald's all the time. I don't know. It wasn't, like, super bad. There were moments where I have to think about what I was taught and, like, the experiences that I had, because if it wasn't for something like that, I probably would have never went fishing, went on a paddle boat, had to stand on a dock with a fucking safety first, those big, huge, orange, life jackets with the things with around the head. Oh my God. The ones, like, you have to, like, the big puffy ones, and you can tie it in the front. I used to have to wear one of those if I sit on the dock so I didn't drown. I was like 13 or 14, and the water's like this thick, this deep. Like, if I'm gonna drown, just fucking come on now. But whatever, I'm just gonna leave it alone. We had wiener dogs growing up, which were kind of cool, and a Rottweiler, and a cat that just showed up one day, and it was black. Imagine that. But the only time it really bothered me that I didn't have parents because I feel like I was in a fog. Like, I didn't know what I was missing because I never had it. And I didn't know how bad it fucked me up until, like, later on in life. There were times that when I was little at night, I would cry because I didn't understand where my parents were, and I would cry for them to come get me. And they never did. We would have scheduled visits with our mother twice a month. She would come and give us, she'd always buy us stuff. So I do remember my presents for, like, my birthday and stuff were lit because she'd always get the good toys and stuff, but I never really had a fucking parent. Like, But she'd give me Polly Pockets and little pet shops, so I thought she was cool. I don't fucking know. And candy. But they were scheduled visits with the state, and I would see her twice a month. And I remember she would pick me up from school with one of those drivers, and it was always the old creepy person. Why are all the volunteer drivers old and creepy? Anyways, I'm gonna leave it alone. But I was always really embarrassed because I was like, I didn't want people to know who my mom was. Just because of the way she presents herself and, like, how she looks, and I don't know. I guess I go through phases in my life where I hated her. I went through phases in my life where I didn't want to be anything like her. I didn't understand how someone could be so fucking selfish. How someone could have so many men in their life, but then have kids that they didn't even take care of. I didn't give a fuck about. Didn't try to, like... I don't remember her buying us anything we actually needed, She'd bring us, like, stuffed animals and shit that smelled like smoke, like she would be chain smoking in these apartments with her creepy ass boyfriend. That's the shit that I remember. My dad was like a figment of my imagination. I didn't know who he was. When I was 18, I met him, and it was kind of like he started crying when he saw me, but I just sat there and I was like, none of it really made sense to me because if they cared so much, where the fuck were they my whole life? Where was he when me and my sister were by ourselves? Like, there were times in my life where I would make an effort to go see him. I'd go to his house. There were times I would call him for money when I needed it. Because it turns out I'm not very good at financial things. I'm really bad at saving money and budgeting. I think just fucking life happens sometimes. And it's like, you'd like to think that you have someone to call. Not that kind of family. At all. It's not like everybody is just fucking selfish, but I feel like everybody has to live their life in a certain way. Everybody works really hard. The ones, like, the family that I do know, they work really hard for what they have. They have their own families, they have their own shit. And my sister is 4 years older than me, and she had to raise me her whole fucking life, so she deserves a break. You know what I mean? She's married, has a couple kids. I had to put up with my shit all of her life. Let me tell you, I was a weird fucking kid, okay? Still kind of weird, but I'm gonna leave it alone. As I sit here today, I think that my parents are narcissists. I think that my parents care about themselves. And I can't relate to that because I never really thought about myself until my health got to the point where I couldn't get out of bed. I got really fucking sick, and I had to pay attention at that point. My life got put on hold for a little over almost, since I started this shit, since I started tarot, my life was kind of in the process of falling apart then. And then it kind of fell apart. Well, I shouldn't say falling apart because I feel like there was things that needed to change. I was at a job for 5 years at one point, and they didn't give a fuck that my car. God damn the Trailblazer. It's fucking Trailblazer. I needed 2 days off to go and get my car, which was out of state and in a impound lot by the time I got there. And in order for me to do that, I needed to take a bus, which was like 27 hours for no fucking reason. If I were to drive, it would have been like 6. But no, I had to take the bus to go get my truck back and then drive it home in a fucking blizzard. Long story short, I told my job I was quitting. I said, if you guys can't give me 2 days off, I'm done, because I've literally worked here for 5 years. I've been working over full-time hours. I've been the designated trainer. I've worked afternoons an entire year. I've spent time away from my kids that I shouldn't have, putting in for this company who, long story short, didn't give a cold fuck about me, even though I spent most of my time there working with people that had no relation to me, you know? I was doing too much. I feel like the reason I picked up on working with people with mental disabilities is because I grew up with a crazy mom, you know what I mean? And it interested me. How people think, what people do, people with brain injuries and all that kind of stuff, like, it truly interests me. And I'm really good at working with those kind of people because I can relate to some of the stuff, and I just care about people. I don't know how else to explain it. I like to advocate for people who don't have a voice, and a lot of the times these people didn't, and people would think they were stupid, and they would treat them like they were, like they couldn't hear, you know what I mean? I remember taking them to the doctor, and the doctor would be like yelling, like, I'm like, they're not deaf, you know what I mean? They're fucking like real life people, but you're scared of them because they have a diagnosed mental disability like schizophrenia or ADHD or autism or whatever, you know? My oldest child is autistic and ADHD. I think autistic people are amazing. They're interesting. I on my worst day, I would kill to think like my son, to be like him, to have his heart, to have his mind. In a roundabout way, I didn't have a family, so I was given a family. I have 4 of the craziest kids, but they're all funny as fuck. Like, I wish I could even begin to tell you. They're all funny. They're all crazy. They trash my house to eat all my ice cream. But I've never loved anything more in my entire life. And I want them to be able to be kids, to eat candy and ice cream and run around and be crazy, because I never did. I don't want to yell at them and make them be a specific way and put all these expectations on them, or treat them like they don't matter, or neglect them, you know, like, they might not have everything, but they don't have a parent who walked out on them and lived life just fine and didn't give a you know. I'm always going to be in their corner. I might look like a train wreck, but I'm going to be in their corner. So that matters, you know.
Presence matters. Time matters. Not things or places or whatever. Granted, they're kind of fucking spoiled and they always want to go get candy. And they like YouTube and movies, but whatever. I think the point of everything is to be grateful, be thankful that things could have been worse. I didn't pick very good people to have kids with. I picked people I didn't even fucking know. I don't know why I didn't have everyone use a condom and pay attention, you know what I mean? But in whatever way, they're meant to be in my life. They're shaping me into the person that I should have been a long time ago. It's no longer about partying all the time or getting babysitters or bringing random dudes home. There hasn't been a dude in this house, period, since I moved in. And that's going to be that way because I have 3 daughters. And I don't want them to grow up like I did with a mom who had a dude in her life to serve a purpose or just serve a spot or to feed her codependency. I needed to be alone. I need to figure my shit out. I need to have someone in my life who wants to be here for more than just sex. Like this, do you know how easy, like, sex gets old? Coming from a Scorpio, come on. Literally, if that's all you have to offer, you're gonna get boring to me in less than 3 months. And that's not even on an everyday basis. Okay, I don't even have an interest anymore. If people don't understand that I have kids, that I have a YouTube channel, that I have a life, and you want to bring what to my life? Oh, dick and a headache. I got no time for that in my Kevin Gates voice. Now, if I was like 23, 24, 21, maybe before I had kids, you know, there would have been time for y'all in my life, but there just isn't anymore. I don't care. I don't know. I want my daughters to hold themselves in such high regard that they wouldn't be so eager for attention from someone because they never got it from their dad, that they entertained people that never deserved them or treated them like shit. So I need to show the example that I'm not going to be treated like shit, even though I have. But I allowed it. I convinced myself I love people because I wanted to fix them, because I could see their pain. The fuck out of here. Do you know how many people walk around with pain and don't give a fuck how many people they hurt? Do you know how many people who will live with you and eat all your food and take all your money and drive your car and not give a cold fuck if, you know what I mean, if you go broke or fall off? Where are they? Back with their baby mama? Touche. Married another bitch? Touche. Back with your wife? Touche. Back with your girlfriend? The point is, it doesn't matter. I made a choice. I did some very dumb things. And I can't blame everyone else. I'm not the victim because I allowed things, I made decisions, and it is what it is. I needed to forgive myself. I have some issues. You know, it's not just mommy issues, it's daddy issues, it's having to be the man and the woman I just feel like the whole family dynamic is fucked on purpose. You know, how many people do we have where it's a single parent household? I think the last statistics were there was like 30%, you know, of women with kids are single moms in Minnesota or something like that. It's like a really fucking high number, you know, and it's not okay. It's not easy, you know. People can say whatever they want about public assistance or you should have known better, you should have used a condom, but the fact remains there's kids here in this world now and we're doing this shit alone and we shouldn't have to. Nope. I don't give a fuck if you married another bitch, if you're with another bitch with kids, if you live in fucking Timbuktu, you got kids, you should probably fucking take care of them, you dumb piece of shit. There isn't an excuse. And I have to work on my anger because there's a couple baby daddies I would like to stab a few times in the neck. Right here. I'm tired of there being parents that don't want kids. If you didn't want them, then you shouldn't have made them. But they're here now. They've been here. And they shouldn't have to struggle regardless of any kind of situation. Ever. This life is crazy. This journey is crazy. And I did this. I don't do this shit for likes. I don't do this shit to make money because what money? You know what I mean? Like, yes, I make money when people book personal readings, but as far as money off YouTube, that's just a joke. I'd have to do more clickbait. I'd have to sell myself like everybody else on YouTube, and I just can't bring myself to do it. If you support me, shout out to you. If you get personal readings from me, shout out to you. If you've donated to the channel, much love. But it really isn't for any ulterior motive, you know? And I feel like another thing people need to realize is that when you have certain spiritual gifts, it doesn't come without a price. If I abuse my power in any way, then I become a slave to this. Like, basically, I ruin myself, for lack of better words. Like, I go down with this, and it's not gonna be good. I don't know why I got hiccups. So I have to keep myself in check. I have to try to be in a better place when I read people's energy, when I give advice, and what I'm using these tarot cards for and these oracle cards for. And I believe wholeheartedly that I come from a good place. That the amount of videos and the time that I put in this is more than I've ever gotten back. So I know for a fact I'm not in it for what I can gain out of it. I would like to see more out of this, but I also need to step my game up a little bit. And I struggle with that because I'm not really sure where or how far into this I want to go. Because I feel like this world is full of people that want a free reading and want to know how their ex feels about them, but they don't really want to heal. They don't really want to know the truth about why this person's coming back, this person then, and then, this person this. Like, get the fuck out of here. This world is not all about your twin flame and your soulmate and your ex-person. You know how fucked up everybody is? Do you know that this whole world is pretty fucked up and we're all in need of a whole lot of fucking healing before we can ever have a healthy relationship? But y'all don't think about that, do you? Some of you just want to know that it's going to be happily ever after, but you forget about the fact that there's free will. The universe could blatantly tell you to your face in more than one way that this person's meant to be in your life, and you know, you guys are meant to be together, but how often do we self-sabotage it or we push people away? Never tell them how we feel. still fuck with 6 of our exes and then, still caught up on whoever and just ignore the person that we're supposed to be with for whatever reason. That shit happens. That maybe not everybody is meant for the same things that you're meant for, and we have to learn to accept that. And I know for a fact that since I've started this, my email has been hacked into, my YouTube account, the subscribers. I've had people who say that it's taken them almost a year to find my channel again. Now, why is that, YouTube? When I don't delete anyone. In China, if you're watching, I'm gonna need to know when the fuck this contract is up, because this is my verbal consent or my verbal contract ending this and now. Because I haven't been able to get a hold of anybody from China about the contract. You know what I mean? Thank you for the opportunity, however, to be featured on an app. It's been kind of cool to see my videos on an app. But that's basically all it's been. I want this to be bigger. I want to have a business. I want to sell certain merchandise that I make myself or find a distributor or a company. There's a few things that I know that I want to do, and I'm working on it, but it has to be by myself or with a trusted person. But when it comes down to trust, I don't know anymore. It's crazy how many people will watch your videos but see you struggle in real life and don't give a fuck. I'm gonna remember that for the rest of my life, the things that I've been through in the last few years and like the wake up calls I've had about people in my life, because I've given way too much of my time and my effort and my love and my money to people who just they only care about themselves. And the place I'm at in my life right now, I can't even be in the presence of that kind of energy. And I won't. If anyone out there is struggling with things like mental illness or has been through some traumatic things in your life, you're not alone. And it's really fucking hard to look in the mirror and think to yourself, well, damn, maybe I'm the fucked up one this whole time. Maybe it wasn't everybody else's fault that, this happened and this happened and this happened. But it's not about placing a blame on another person or yourself. It's just more about like realization, acknowledging the truth, acknowledging the possibilities, and moving forward in that energy, because it's so easy for us to idolize certain things or people or places or events. And we need to start programming our subconscious to think about things and analyze things and understand things in a different way that we were never taught how to do, but with a little help. You know what I mean? Maybe we can get there. Maybe we can take a few steps in the right direction, 48 when I just looked at this. I hope that everyone is doing well. I hope everyone didn't fall asleep with my video. I hope that this helps somebody out. And I just want you to know that I'm working on things behind the scenes that I haven't brought to my channel yet, but it's a constant process, and I just have to figure out what I want to do and how I want to bring it together. But I appreciate all the love and support that I've gotten in the time that I've had my channel. And I just wanted to say thank you, because I appreciate it very much, even if I don't say it all the time, because That's probably one of the things that I'm supposed to work on is expressing my emotions. And it's not easy for me to do that. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a good night. Bye.